Today is World Book Day, so let's learn some very nice and important words to talk about books. Get a pencil or pen, paper, and let's take note. This is a book that I love. It's autobiography. Autobiography. It's an autobiography. I love this book. You can also call it a memoir. Autobiography and memoir, they are very similar. They are not necessarily the same, but they're very similar. This is Pat Smith's memoir. Very good book. Very touchy, emotional. If you like music, art in general, this book shows the struggle, the drama, the difficulties two young artists have to go through to build a career. But despite of the difficulties, the struggles, the drama, there's a lot of love, companionship, understanding, passion, self-discovery. This is a great book. You must read it. You must read it. You must read it. If a book is very good, you highly recommend the book, you can say, you must read it. So, you must read this book. Excellent. I really like autobiographies and memoirs. These are some of the autobiographies that I have read. This is a book about Steve Jobs' life, but this is not an autobiography. Steve Jobs didn't write this book, okay? Somebody else did. This is the name of the author, okay? Here we have the name of the author of the book, okay? So, it's a biography. It's not an autobiography. Very good book. I highly recommend it. Of course, if you like Steve Jobs, if you are into this world of technology and internet, I highly recommend this book. Do you like autobiographies, memoirs? What is one that you highly recommend? What is one autobiography that, in your opinion, is a must-read? What's your favorite autobiography? What's your favorite memoir? Tell me. Novel. Repeat. Novel. Or in the plural form, novels. I really like novels, but it's very hard for me. It's very hard for me to get involved in the story. So very often I start reading a novel and I never finish it. One example. This book. This is a novel. Repeat. Novel. The name of this novel, the title of this book, repeat, title. The title of this book is One Day. This is a great book, really interesting book, very involving, but I didn't finish. And this happens very often with me every time that I start reading a novel. After some pages, after some chapters, I stop and I put it down and I never continue, okay? So this particular book, I stopped in chapter 8. I stopped here, chapter 8. Repeat, chapter. This book has many chapters. I stopped at chapter 8. I stopped on page 155. The book has chapters, many chapters, and the book has many pages. Repeat, pages. Okay? So, this is where I left off. Where I stopped reading. This is where I left off. If I decide one day to continue reading this book, I have to pick from here. The chapter and the page where I left off. But there is one novel that I devoured, that I read it in 2 days because I loved it. Let me show you. This one. I love this book. I highly recommend this book. It's a page turner. It's a page turner. You keep going from one page to the other. You never stop. You turn one page and then you have to turn another. You keep turning. This is a page turner, okay? Very good book. You can't put it down. Repeat. You can't put it. You can't put it down. It's impossible to do this. You can't stop reading. So it's a page turner. You keep turning from one page to the other and you cannot put it down. You cannot stop reading. You can't put it down. Once you begin reading this book, you never stop, okay? Excellent book, I highly recommend. If you like philosophy, psychology, self-help books, novels, art, history, you find it all here. You find it all here. Excellent book. Maybe this is the reason why I love this book, because all these elements are things that I like, and you can find it all here in a very, very interesting story. This is a novel. It's a fiction book. There are some people in the story that are real people, okay? But the things that happened in the book was the author's imagination. This is the author. It was the author's imagination. But it's a very interesting book. I highly recommend. By the way, what do you prefer? Do you prefer fiction books or non-fiction books? I prefer non-fiction books, okay? Books on history, books on psychology, books on education, books on art, books on philosophy. That's the kind of book that I prefer. What do you prefer? Non-fiction books or fiction books? But interestingly enough, this is a fiction with all these elements that I like. So maybe that's the reason I love this book. So, as I said, I love books on art. You can say on art or about art. On philosophy or about philosophy. About education or on education. And I also like books on mythology. I love mythology. And this is one of my favorite books on mythology. The Power of Myth. This is a very good book. Excellent book. If you are into mythology, this is a great book. I highly recommend. It's must read, a page turner, and you cannot put it down. Joseph Campbell, great author, great thinker. You have to read this book if you like mythology, okay? So this is a paperback book. Repeat, paperback book. The front cover, very soft, okay? It's a soft book. It's a very soft book. The front cover of the book, very soft. The back cover of the book, very soft. So it's a paperback book. Usually paperback books like this, very soft, usually they are cheaper, okay? They are cheaper and they are very easy to carry, okay? You can put it in your purse, you can put it in your bag, depending on the size of the book. You can put it in your pocket, okay? As opposed to hardcover books. This is a hardcover book. Front cover, very hard, very hard. Back cover, very hard. So this is a hardcover book. You cannot put it in your pocket because it's a little heavy. It's hard, okay? And it's more expensive. But the good thing about hardcover books is that they are more durable, okay? They're more durable. You can have them for a longer time, I think, if you take good care of them, of course. So before we finish, let me show you what I'm reading right now. This is what I'm reading right now. Okay? What kind of book is this? Is this a memoir? Is this an autobiography? Is this a novel? Is this a fiction book? A non-fiction book? This is a self-help book because 12 rules for life, trying to help people how to live. So this is a self-help book in a sense. I really recommend it, especially if you like self-help books, psychology, philosophy, religion. I really recommend this book. Okay, it's not a very easy book. It's a hard book sometimes, harsh, but very interesting book. Here in the front cover, we have the name of the author, repeat, author, the name of the author, Jordan B. Peterson, okay, and we have the title of the book, 12 Rules for Life, 12 Rules for Life. You can say the title of the book or the name of the book, okay? So, I hope you have learned new words, new expressions, and new ways to talk about books. And tell me, what book are you reading right now? Is it good? Do you highly recommend? Is it a page turner? It's a book you cannot put it down? What kind of book is it? Have a good day and enjoy your next reading. See you.